Well, hello and welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and we have a new live talking about, well, our swipes. Finally, our glorious Duchess decided to, go ahead and produce her first episode on this. And we're so glad of having this because it's like strange waiting so much, so many times. I think it was 18 months, 2 years. I don't know how much time has passed since they signed that contract with Spotify. And well, this is one meme I made today, unrelated. I was not aware that she had published her podcast when I made this 15 Shades of Meg. Our constantly shape-shifting Duchess. She has made everything to make it seem like, diverse, I guess. That's something that's this buzzword that is so on point today, nowadays, so woke. Maybe she's diverse in itself. So that's what we have. Oh my God! It's good morning in Sydney. It's late in the UK. It's a great time in the USA and everywhere over the world. So many Royal Rogues now. 400 Royal Rogues now. I apologize for my UK Royal Rogues if it's a bit late, but again, I'm in some kind of business trip, so I had to make some space at this time to right now it's 2:30 in the morning, and I'm doing this with all the energy in the world because I just wanted to catch up with you. Yes, just hit the like button. Will be help me a lot with my channel. Just hit the like button. Let's begin, shall we? You will remember this. I'm gonna play this. You cannot. You're gonna listen to. You don't have system audio yet. I'm gonna play that. I need my. I don't have my headphones around. I should have made this another way. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna mute my microphone, but because if I don't, I will have this feedback. I'm gonna go ahead. You're not listening, right? You're not listening to it. Wait a second. There's always technical details, last minute technical details I have to solve. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because I can fix this. Right? You're not listening to this, but I can fix that. I apologize for this. Last minute. Okay. That should work. Well, Meghan, since it will be really hard to trademark the name Archetypes, then just change the name of your podcast to some more brandable term like Arswipes. Yeah, with a Y. And the intro could be something like, I'm Meghan Markle, and this is Arswipes, the podcast where we talk about what to do with people when you no longer need them. You have quite some experience with that. Yeah, I liked back then that joke I included in when I was reviewing her intro to Arswipes back then, and how she was messing up with the two terms. Stereotypes and archetypes are two different things, and she was talking about archetypes as if they were stereotypes. You can find that video on my Body Language Guy channel. And as we go again there, let me adjust the temperature here. My temperature, yeah, that much better color now. So what the first thing that you got when you listen to Meghan's podcast is that she kicks off first 10 minutes or 5 minutes. I don't quite remember. That was a bit boring listening to it all. It was endless. It was infinite. It was eternal to listen to 1 hour of Meghan interviewing Serena. But the first 5 minutes was retelling the same dishwasher soap over and over again. The one that Meghan, at 11 years old, she was watching the TV at school, and there was this dishwasher soap ad that said that women all over America and whatever. You know the story. I'm not gonna tell that again. I couldn't believe my ears. How can you tell that story again if it has appeared in so many times, so many versions all over the place? Don't you have, any other story that you could tell? Did you run out of anecdotes or something? It's a bit sad, because you can imagine that if someone is an activist and has all these claims that she wants to be a beacon of empowerment for women and gender equality and all that woke stuff, you'd at least have these conversations or anecdotes or stories or anything else beyond that what you did at 11 years old, which, thanks to Tom Bauer's book, we already know that no, she never got an answer from Procter & Gamble and never got an answer from Hillary Clinton. That was fake, and that's what Thomas Markle said. Yes, and this picture is something that was leaked to an Instagram account. Apparently, Meghan has done a Zoom call for archetypes, and Queen Doria and King Archie was there too. Who writes this kind of tweets? I love that while Harry's away, her mom stay with her with the kids. I think these people need a dictionary or something. And everybody's talking about two things. First, Meghan's appearance is a bit strange. It's like she was in the middle of like washing her hair or something. I'm not gonna say anything wrong about this. There's nothing wrong about that. But you are in a Zoom call with someone to set something up for your podcast, and you are like that. That is a bit odd. That is unless you want it to be leaked and you want people to see you as, I don't know, spontaneous and natural or whatever. And well, the second issue is that people say that Archie looks too big in that picture. But well, maybe the heart doesn't let us see his face in the right way. But well, this was a leak. We don't know who leaked it, or we have the idea who could have leaked that. But again, what the main focus on of her podcast was interviewing Serena, and the main topic was how women can be ambitious and why society punishes ambitious women and why society rewards ambitious men. I'm not gonna argue that. Let's say that I'm going to argue with that only 50%, because that depends on what you think about what is ambition. What is ambition for you, and what lengths can you go for ambition? And one review, I'm gonna play. I don't know if I can play this clip. I don't know if YouTube's gonna flag it for copyright, or I don't know. Since this is my disposable channel, I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to take the fall. But I wanted to play the moment from the podcast when she claims that she was on this South Africa engagement, and she got the news that Archie was that Archie's room caught fire. Somehow Archie's room caught fire, and so we have this news like this, and nobody knew that at the moment, and we are just finding this out right now thanks that she says this in her podcast. Hard to believe, but here it goes anyway. Let's do this.
When you went and played that match the next morning, no one knew what your night had been like the night before. They forgot that human piece of it.
Yeah.
Just like when we went on our tour to South Africa, we landed with Archie. Archie was, 4.5 months old? And the moment we landed, we had to drop him off at this housing unit that they had us staying in. He was going to get ready to go down for his nap. We immediately went to an official engagement in this township called Nyanga. And there was this moment where I'm standing on a tree stump and I'm giving this speech to women and girls, and we finish the engagement. We get in the car and they say,
of course,
there's been a fire at the residence. What? There's been a fire in the baby's room. What?
Stop.
God, I can't believe we haven't talked about this.
No.
And so we're in the car. We had just landed, an hour or 2 hours before, racing back. We get back. Our amazing nanny, Lauren, who we'd had all the way until in Canada here. Lauren, in floods of tears, she was supposed to put Archie down for his nap. And she just said, you know what? Let me just go and get a snack downstairs. And Lauren's from Zimbabwe, and we loved that she would always tie him on her back with a mud cloth. And her instinct was like, let me just bring him with me before I put him down. In that amount of time that she went downstairs, the heater in the nursery caught on fire. There was no smoke detector. Someone happened to just smell smoke down the hallway, went in, fire extinguished. He was supposed to be sleeping in there. And we came back, and of course, as a mother, you go, oh my God, everyone's in tears, everyone's shaken. And what did we have to do? Go out and do another official engagement. And I said, this doesn't make any sense. Can you just...
Why did you not bring him?
I was like, can you just...
Well, there you have it. You heard that. That was her recollection of what happened. And, she was forced to keep doing that engagement. How heartless from the British royal family. Oh my God. Yes, this was baffling to listen to. And yeah, as some of you mentioned, is this what? Is this about herself, or is this about Serena? Is this about her guest? She opens up the podcast talking about herself, and she gives all these anecdotes about herself too. And just to be completely honest about the interview, Serena's interview, there were quite a handful of nice insights about how can someone juggle a woman can juggle the job of being a mother and being a professional. And Serena has a couple of good anecdotes about this, but I deemed that too shallow. The podcast was all over the place. Maybe the fact that it was just 1 hour, when you want to go deep into one topic, 1 hour is not going to cut it. 1 hour is very quick. In this case, the podcast was a bit boring, was not that engaging, the questions were a bit shallow, the rhythm was too quick in editing, so there was no chance to really delve into the depths of what had the guest have to say about this topic. And at the same time, you had Meghan with her anecdotes consuming time about it. Big problem about that. Serena at least sounded like she was comfortable with Meghan, talking about her anecdotes. So that's a good point, I guess. There was this review from James Marriott of the Times. It was on point. That's a very quick summary that tells you everything you have to know about the podcast, this first episode, besides the clip you already heard about what happened or almost happened to Archie. Whatever recollections might vary, take everything with a grain of salt, or as Neil Sean says, allegedly. Meghan Markle's Archetypes podcast review, almost entirely preposterous. The first episode of the Duchess of Sussex series, focusing on the tennis star Serena Williams, is packed with tinkly music and vapid chat. This guy pulls no punches. Yeah, by the way, she got a professional team behind her to produce this podcast. It's turned out full of BS. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, 2 team of producers, 6 executive producers. It was insane, the amount of people behind this. But well, it's like the insane amount of people listening, watching right now the Royal Rogue is almost 900 Royal Rogues. Thanks for dropping by, my beautiful body language buddies and Royal Rogues. I know that you come from both of my channels, and thanks for hitting the like button. That helps me reach more of you and make these episodes even more fun. Well, the podcast is a tastefully soundtrack parade of banalities, absurdities, and self-aggrandizing Californian platitudes. Oh, that's savage. Make you feel you've been locked in the relaxation room of a wellness spa with an unusually self-involved yoga instructor. Well, that didn't come out that well, by the way. Yeah, this is exactly like that. The podcast starts with 10 lavish minutes of hackneyed introductory burbling, in which Prince Harry is at one point heard in the background mumbling something about vibes. Harry mumbling that his usual state, so no surprises here. She had never imagined there to be a negative connotation behind the word ambitious until I started dating my now husband. It was only then that she learned that according to some, I would like to know who are those some, ambition is a terrible, terrible thing for a woman. And again, she is putting the term ambition on the single bag. This is the single bag of tricks, and it's like the same bag where she gets the dishwasher soap story over and over again. So ambition, but this ambition is a terrible, terrible thing. I think most people might have negative connotations about ambition, but I think it's the same as persuasion. Okay, a lot of people think of persuasion as something bad, but I don't think. To give an example that is very easy to spot, Serena Williams is an ambitious woman, and it has worked out well for her. It has served her well. It worked for her being ambitious. So it's not that being ambitious is something bad, but it depends on your morals and ethics and how are you held accountable for your actions and how your actions harm or affect other people. That's it. It's that simple. It's not that. It's like a hammer. It's like any tool. You use tools for your own benefit as long as you don't harm others in the process. Then, if you don't harm anyone in the process, then more power to you. But well, Meghan suggests that Williams' experiences, and listen to this, of playing professional tennis while raising a child may be analogous to her own time as a member of the royal family. What the fuck? And I'm sorry for dropping the F word, but this is what? No. I need to repeat that. I need to process. I need I don't know, to raise my kundalini to be able to process this, open up at least 4 chakras to process this. Meghan suggests that Williams' experience of playing professional tennis while raising a child may be analogous to her own time as a member of the royal family. I don't know how. I would love to see Serena's facial expression at that moment. How she remained composure about that. Yeah, only 4 chakras. What? No. This is baffling. This is me. I had so much trouble. I went through so much being a member of the royal family. How long was Meghan a working royal? 70 days, right? Like 70 days? 170 days? I don't remember the exact uh, amount of days. How many days was the root chakra? It's that happens. How many days was Meghan working royal? 72 days. 72 days. 72 days. And she has post-traumatic stress disorder. Oh my God. This is Meghan needs a therapist or many therapists. She needs help. She needs help. 1,000 Royal Rogues right now. 1,000 Royal Rogues. That is the power of the F word and the 4 chakras. I don't know. Maybe a combination of both. I don't know. I would need to life coaching after this. I will need life coaching after this. But Meghan should call Tony Robbins. Yeah, Serena had a 20-year career. And Serena even recalls the time when her daughter had an accident and she had to be with her daughter right prior to an important match, and she had like 30 minutes of sleep and she had to play the match anyways. And Meghan goes with this. It's baffling. It's only word that I can imagine is, how could Serena stand this and saying, my friend this, my friend that? I don't know what is going to do Serena with her life now that he's retiring, or he's retired already. But I would like to know, what did she had to gain from this? What does Serena gains from this? I don't know. Maybe she's engaged with something that better up. Now that she says that Harry is her life coach, you know that she's always talking to Harry and Harry's always solving her problems. Well, there's so many problems that Harry could solve, I guess. But well, I can't tell you anything else beyond this. The listener's overwhelming sense is of futility and irritation. Irritation because it's empty, it's boring, and futility, they never go deep in the topic. Ambition is a fascinating topic because it's always a double-edged sword. You are ambitious, and maybe people will automatically see you as evil because you're ambitious. You cannot be ambitious. And the problem with ambition is that people usually have this scarcity mindset. We like to think that the planet resources, or the resources that we're talking about, are scarce. For example, Serena Williams, she wanted to be an ambitious tennis player. She wanted to earn all the trophies. That is great. That is a scarce. That is not that you have a scarcity mindset. It's that the trophies are scarce, and so many people competing for them. Well, you had to be ambitious. There's no other way. You have to be ambitious to be a pro at any sport. Okay? That's a given. But maybe you want to be ambitious in terms of money. You are financially ambitious. You want to be a millionaire, a multimillionaire. And people will say, you can't be greedy. You cannot do that. So many people struggling in the world. You cannot do that. You can absolutely do that and more. And why? Because financial resources are being created as we speak. We are the world is richer and richer, and our lives are better and better every day. The total aggregate lives of people in general are improving every day. Yes, there are people struggling in many areas, still struggling in many areas of the world. That's something that we cannot deny. But in general, we're getting more and more richer. I don't think it's appropriate to say that the poorer are getting poorer and the richer are getting richer. The rich are getting richer. The billionaires are getting richer. That's something that's always going to happen. But if we just get that scarcity mindset out of our heads, we can afford to be ambitious financially because there's enough for everybody to become a millionaire and then some. The problem is that not everybody has the talents required by the markets now. Not everybody has the opportunities. Some people have more, have some more work ethic, for example. Some have a stroke of luck, which is always necessary. You need the talent, you need the work ethic, you need a stroke of luck, and you need to, of course, know what the market wants. I always want to talk about money because money is always a sensitive topic, and if you're talking about being ambitious, then money is always on the table. It's always be part of the topic of being ambitious. Now, if Meghan is talking about being an ambitious woman, and that it was found out when she married into the royal family, what do you think was Meghan talking about? Was Meghan talking about becoming a millionaire? That would have been, well, that always would have been a conflict of interest in her position, because it's implied that the royal family is not looking for financial gain. Okay, you cannot have your cake and eat it too. You either are not out for financial gain, or you are out for financial gain. And that's what the Harkles wanted to be at some point, 50-50 working royals. But you cannot do that because that would be a conflict of interest. Maybe you are favoritizing a charity or another, and in some way connecting with people that can give you a financial advantage or profits. That's not something that never works. That never works, and it will always be shady in the terms of people saying, what are your true intentions? What are you about? What are you out about? And I think that's one of the reasons they want to sell themselves as activists over and over again, because that's how they wash their faces in some way. But I think for me, ambition is a neutral word, okay? You can be, if you don't have, there's a good, I'm going to jump forward this. Bell Smith on Twitter, excellent answer, excellent reply of one of my tweets. Ambition is good when you have talent and achieve success through your own hard work. Ambition when you lack talent and your claim to fame is your husband's status is, well, substance-free grifting and social climbing. Arsewipes. And it's interesting also to see that in the Daily Mail's article, some comments, thanks to Sabira Lawn on Twitter too, these comments had more likes than M's podcast. This is quite funny. This comment, who is going to listen to them whine about their so-called problems? No thanks, has 23,000 upvotes. Okay, 23,000 likes this comment, and I'm almost 100 replies. Okay, being ambitious and taking down the British royal family are two different things. And this has almost 20,000 likes. Whoa. Oh, she's out of her mind, isn't she? This is totally on point. 16,000 likes. Well, and I had a thought myself about that. There's a big difference between being ambitious and being vicious. They could rhyme, they could be confused sometimes, but no, they're not the same. You can be all ambitious that you want to be, as long as you are not harming or hurting or getting in the way of other people Or maybe if, in the case of a professional tennis player, it's not like you are harming other people. You are in the same arena with the same opportunities as other players. So that's it. The more ambitious and the one that has the most talent and the most work ethic and a bit of luck, that's the one that is gonna take the trophy home. And this is something that we cannot deny. Oh, well, it's been 2 years since Meghan and Harry signed an $18 million deal with the streaming platform Spotify. The executives at Spotify must be wondering whether they have spent their money entirely wisely. What is the reason behind this? Spotify thinks that if they have interesting, fascinating, engaging podcasts with people that will amass this audience, they can bring more subscribers to their service. Remember that Spotify is a streaming service that their business model is subscribers, people that subscribe, that pay one monthly fee, just like Netflix, just like Hulu, just like every other streaming service. In the case of Spotify, is exclusively sound podcasts. But now I've been thinking in my third, the channel that I'm upcoming producing soon. I'm thinking about that, making these videos that can be listened to and create my own Spotify podcast. Why not? It's rather easy. I don't know. It's hard to understand. Why have they taken so much time to produce this? And it's even more worrying that Meghan made her first episode with Serena, her friend. Okay, let's think that Serena is her friend already, but it's like Meghan is burning her main cartridge right from the start. I would like to know. I'm seriously. I would like to know who is going to be the next guest to her podcast, and when are we going to get that next podcast? Because if you don't release your content with enough frequency, people just forget about you. I understand people are not going to forget about Meghan. That's we are okay with that. But the only way that she can prove herself in this field is to make enough content. As everything is in life, this is a numbers game. And I will say that I've made so many videos about Meghan, and Meghan hasn't produced the podcast that are so easy to produce, are bafflingly easy to produce. She should be making one podcast a week at the very least. Next guest is Mariah Carey. I'm being informed here. Thanks, Minu. Thanks for that. Okay, Mariah Carey. So Meghan can complain about being biracial. I don't know. Maybe. Okay, this is great. I got Spotify because of Mr. Bolin. Yeah, Mr. Bolin is one of my favorite channels in YouTube. He's an amazing storyteller. I strongly encourage you to subscribe to his channel here on YouTube because the man knows how to tell a story. I forgot his catchphrase. If you're a fan of the dark and mysterious, I'm losing a word, in story format, then hit the subscribe button. Mr. Bolin is amazing. I think he's a ex-Navy SEAL that just one day decided to tell stories, creepy stories, interesting stories, and mystery stories, and true crime stories on YouTube. Go to him. You're gonna be listening to him for hours. And Spotify is great because you can create a video, and at the same time, since the video is listenable in many ways, and you can just send it to Spotify. I want to do something like that, but I need some time at this moment. I need to update my Bottle Language Guy channel too, because people are gonna forget about me. I have to do that. Oh yeah, thanks. If you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious told in story format, that is one of the greatest catchphrases. Is that it? Or slogans? I don't know on YouTube right now. I love that. Why does Harry pop into almost every appearance she does? I have a theory about that. As per my understanding, there are no daycares for or made for Harry in the U.S. So Meghan has to take Harry to her to work. Okay, and I guess that Meghan puts him to play with some balls or something to the side, and she's recording her podcast, and Harry's in the background, hey, with his shenanigans, because she can leave him on his own at Montecito. Yeah, you never know. You never know what can happen. 1,200 Royal Rogues now. Thanks for being here. If this is your first time, this channel is about gossip, blind gossip. There's nothing technical, scientific here. We are strongly biased towards the beautiful Cambridges. If you don't like that, leave right now. We don't care. This is absolutely biased. I don't care. I'm a royal rogue. I do with my channel whatever I want. I sometimes feel pity for royal commentators that have years at this, decades in this job, and they have to, go with the middle ground, not being so biased. I can do whatever I want. And I strongly encourage people to go here and just turn on a camera and talk about whatever you please, how you want to say that. This is free, as long as, of course, you don't fall into what can land you into a defamation suit. That is defamations that can be so easy to get into. I try to be careful. I always try to read the headlines. I make my memes. We're Team Cambridge here. Deal with that. Oh no, the royal rogue is so biased. Or what? Yes, I'm biased. Screenshot me. I'm gonna make a clip with this. I am biased. Yes, I am. What are you gonna about it? What are you gonna do about that? Nothing. You're powerless. You're essentially powerless. And my royal rogues are too biased about the royal family. That's it. That's what the royal rogue is about. It's more like it's not the royal rogue because we are rogue to the royal family, but it's like we are rogue to the establishment of people that want this woke republic to be established and make all these strange or plain evil principles to lay down the future of our generations. And at some point, I know the royal rogue is gonna be talking about political points and political topics because Meghan is gonna talk about that, and someone has to stop President Meghan from happening. And that has two thumbs and has a Latino accent every now and then. Yes, and so that's where we are standing now. And well, what can I tell you? I spent 1 hour of my life listening to them, and at least I think that Serena was a bit relaxed after that. After all, and I think she agreed with Meghan in some topics in some places, but Meghan was talking about herself. I wonder why. I want to listen to the next episodes of the podcast just to find out what is Meghan going to tell about herself. But that story of Archie's nursery in fire, I don't know what to tell about you. How can I tell this without sounding too harsh? I think that's made up. that is plain made up. And it's baffling that a story like that was not leaked in any way, not heard by Tom Bauer or any royal commentator or any royal rogue until now. How could that be kept a secret? That would be hard, right? Keep that a secret. I don't believe it's easy to keep something like a nursery caught on fire. Keeping that a secret, I don't think that's possible. But well, this is the truth, and that's what we got. And all the shades of Meghan. I'm gonna go back to my shades of Meghan meme. That's all that I can tell you at this moment. The topic that I was going to talk about today was not Meghan's podcast. It was entirely out of the blue. I was going to talk about how all these royal commentators, like a handful of them, are talking about the Cambridges moving to a smaller home closer to the Queen and on the countryside, and they are saying how heartless are the Cambridges moving at this point, and people are struggling and everything. And what is wrong with you? What is wrong with all these people that are trying to plan this false narrative of the Cambridges spending what? Spending what? William is gonna inherit that when he becomes king either way. So I that's something that I don't get from all these people, that they're trying to. It's like they're trying to be biased, but in their way. Maybe they are bored of the usual narrative of the royal family. We have to find something to attack the royal family. How could it be? Hey, yeah, of course, like Jack Royston from Newsweek did a couple days ago. Isn't they trying to do this over and over again? If they cannot paint the Harkles in a positive way, it seems that the only other way is to bring the Cambridges down. I think this is when you run out of creativity, or run out of ideas, or run out of stupid headlines to write about Harry and Meghan, because there's no other explanation, and you need to justify your salary, your paycheck. You have to, as a royal commentator, I don't know, all these outlets, you have to justify your paycheck, and maybe you have a quota of views. Hey, you need that many clicks, that many views. You need to fulfill that, because if you don't, you are fired. So they have to come out with anything for people to bash them, to read their stupid pieces and everything. And well, very good question. This is a nice question from Alexandria. The heater was on their South African heat. That is interesting. Maybe it was winter. What time did they go on that trip? Maybe it was winter at that moment. Oh, all right. I don't know. I wanted to do a full hour today, but I would not be stretching this, because it's at some point painful, talking about what Meghan produces spending how long. What's this? I think this was, I had a slide that said how long did she took for this. How long was this? I don't know, like 18 months, right? Or more, like 2 years. Like 2 years producing this. Would like to know what is the next step on the evolution. 15 Shades of Meg. Luckily, I haven't been cancelled or banned on Twitter because of this tweet. I make sure, and you, Sussex SWAT, that there's one intern at Sunshine Sacks that has to watch my videos. Hello, Sunshine Sacks intern. There's always one Sussex squatty that draws the short straw and has to watch my videos. Hello, Sussex squatty. Hello, Sugary. And I have to say that I'm very careful, always very careful of my wording, and so I don't get into trouble. And it's also my royal rogues, so you can be sure, you can be safe, you can be not worried about me being canceled, because I know how to make my job. I've been years at this, almost more than 1 decade at social media, and being canceled a bit more than a couple times. So I'm doing my job the way it's supposed to. Thanks for having been here. Thanks for this, seeing for this review. And well, my royal rogues, my name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and until we meet in another video or another live or whatever we find, maybe a podcast, why not? And remember the 2 most important words: much love and bliss. Remember, take care, and I love you all. Bye bye.